Listen, I think what it is that there's some business that has to be done tonight, which is that Putin and Trump discuss some very strategic ideas, some ideas that maybe have not been on the table before, but they don't want to let the people know what those are until they get the buy-in from other people who have to agree to it. People like President Zelensky in Ukraine, people like the NATO leaders, people like Great Britain and France and the Five Eyes coalition that we have in our intelligence committees. I understand this to have been a very sweeping discussion about a lot of different objectives, not all of them specific to Ukraine. And as the president said, there's not a deal until there's a deal, and we don't have a deal yet, but we made some headway, good progress today. I think the lack of taking questions is to give the people who need to make buy-in the time to do it before the media starts debating it. And I think this is the sort of negotiation that you would have seen a Henry Kissinger make. We meet, we come out, show solidarity, but we don't tell people what happened because there are other parties involved and we got to get them aboard. So I think it's good diplomacy. It's not surprising. My readout from sources is that the good headway. There's an invite on the table for Moscow to be the next meeting. I think Trump will ask it be somewhere else in Europe. And I think there is an opportunity for President Zelensky to join a conversation soon. That's what I'm hearing from my sources. But it depends on some of the conditions that other people have to meet. There's some things that NATO are going to have to address. I just picked that up from a couple of sources. So there's some issues on the table, and I think both presidents wanted to let the third parties in on it before they start talking about it in the media. I want to point to one very big moment in the press conference. It'll be glossed over in the New York Times and CNN, but it's a very big moment. Vladimir Putin said for the first time, I would not have invaded Ukraine if President Trump were still president in 2021. That's a very profound statement. People say it's a suck-up. It's not. What it means is that the issues he had in 2021 were not addressed by Joe Biden. There couldn't be communication to address them, and that's what triggered his aggression. The aggression is something we can all condemn, but I think that was a very important moment in understanding Putin's mindset. It wasn't just, I want to suck up to President Trump. It's that I couldn't get my questions answered by the American government.